Alright, so what this is a slideshow of a bunch of pictures that I've taken over the past several months, pretty much since coronavirus started. What I've been doing over the summer, because for me the summer is pretty much over, even though as a season's not over yet. My semester started this week, so for me the concept of summer is pretty much done for this year. So I think I had a bunch of stuff that isn't really worth, a bunch of small stuff that isn't worth doing in dedicating a video for each one, because it'd be like 2 pictures. So instead I have this here, this PowerPoint, which I will just scroll through and show off some pictures and explain what they are. This way I'm not making a bunch of minute-and-a-half videos or half-minute videos that nobody's ever going to know. Even I wouldn't want to watch that. And I wouldn't want to make that because it's just annoying to upload a bunch. So here's me just looking over PowerPoint and just a bunch of random pictures that I pulled from my camera roll. So I'm going to start off. This is probably spring break, actually, if I look at the dates correctly. And this is me down, this is all pictures of just the woods around me. And this is down in the woods behind my house. I have a group of friends that this is who I hang out with during quarantine. And how do you do something together outside without having to physically be around each other? Hide and seek. Bunch of teenagers playing hide and seek, like tiny children. But you know what? It's fun because we have a whole bunch of woods to run around in. So this is just a picture of me laying down by a creek bed, hiding in grass like that. That's my view of the field behind that last picture. And then more of the field. You can tell this is early spring because, yeah, there are blossoms and everything, but they're just starting to show up. So I believe this is maybe late March, early April. And just more pictures of the little bit of green that there is at this point. And over this past summer, I've gotten pretty good at making ramen, as much as there's skill as there is in making ramen. But you know, college student, maybe I might not actually physically be in a dorm, but hey, I still should at least make ramen, right? This is the day my Forester came back from the shop, because I did get in an accident. I was the one at fault. I rear-ended the person. So thank you for Caliber Collision for rebuilding the front end of my Forester. You guys are awesome. But yeah, that is the Fozzie sitting in the driveway. Looking almost brand new, because it's all repainted and everything, and it doesn't have all the salt scratches it got in Massachusetts. And this is going to be a recurring theme throughout this video of beauty in nature without having to really go anywhere. This is taking out my front window just at the night sky. You don't need to go a bunch of crazy places to see nature, the beauty of nature, or anything. You can just look outside. And that's a kind of theme I also try to keep common throughout everything I do, what little I have done so far. But again, look at that. Just a nice view of the moon, and I had to walk outside. I had to walk outside my house. That's it. Just walk outside and take a picture. This is Broad Run, which is a little bit of ways from me. I've been fishing a lot because, hey, what do you do when you have online classes and a bunch of free time now? Fishing. So that's just a nice picture of looking down the river and just some brush structure, as one of you might call it. This is a map of Merrimack Farm Management Area, which is pretty close to me. And I have a couple pictures from that. But there's the general outline of it here. And this is at Cedar Run, which is this river down here. And what you're seeing is looking to the, I think that's to the east. In the right-hand side here, this is Quantico Marine Corps Base, and this is, the management area. And you can see that U.S. property sign there. That's how close you are to the edge of the base. You are right on it. Because what it is, a lot of it is just woodland. and more of the stream and the marshy areas. This is a couple side-by-side picture of the blue flowers here. I just think they look really pretty, and I thought, oh, that's cool. And I think it looks cool. That's just me. This is off the side of the trail. We were wandering around kind of like a pine grove sort of thing, and this is two trees. What they've done is they've fallen, and they have, if you've seen the next picture, I think, yeah, that little void, that cavity in there. It was like, oh, little shelter almost of ready-made. I wouldn't sleep under there. I really wouldn't sit in there at all in case it tilts back and crushes you. But hey, it looks cool, right? That's all that matters. Not the safety part at all, definitely. And this is a hunting blind. I think it's specifically a hunting blind for people that are disabled, that's in a wheelchair. Because what I'm taking the picture from is a dirt road. So you roll up, they open the gate for you because it's normally locked. But with permission, they unlock the gate for you and you can roll right in there and hunt. Because it's what you can't see is all the big forest that's back here. And this is at Thompson Wildlife Management Area, out near Front Royal. And just a nice picture of the mountains coming in and then the lake. Remember what that picture looks like, because it will show up later, looking very different. So remember what that looks like. And this is looking from the dam, like to the left, like looking from the left of where this picture is taken, towards the road up here and the trail going up. And the dam is like, I'm standing on it in this picture. And again, remember what this looks like. This is, I think, back at Broad Run, I think a couple days later. And this is one of the few fish we caught, a little bluegill my friend caught. All these people are like a couple years younger than I am, so I'm not going to show any other faces or anything, but hey, there's my friend holding the little bluegill he caught. And this is my vehicle twin, apparently. Another red SH Forester, base model, it seems. Spot the difference. There is a difference, if you can see it. That isn't just due to scratched up paint or anything. But hey, there's another person who looked about my age driving a red SH Subaru Forester, which I thought was cool. This is at Lake Brittle. That's just some of the signage and the regulations that are on the side of the boathouse at Lake Brittle. Now it's the lake itself. I think I'm standing probably in the dam, with the parking lot would be off to the left this direction. This is looking back up the lake. And this is Broad Run from a canoe. I've always said, hey, we should go canoeing on Broad Run. Now we have a ton of free time. We actually went and did it for the first time in 20 years that we've been here, and we haven't actually gone. But hey, we did it now, because we can. And another, same, I like this view with the front of the canoe kind of in the photo. It just looks cool to me. Maybe it isn't cool, maybe it's stupid. I will try, you will see a lot of the vertical pictures because these are all from my phone. I know people are going to complain, oh, you didn't do a horizontal. I try to do a horizontal when I can, but I'm taking a picture quickly. It's vertical. Deal with it, I'm sorry. This is taking out of Broad Run. This is our canoe pulled up against the shore. What you can't see is the kind of rocky cliff. This is much shallower on this side. We had to haul the canoe up a rocky cliff to get it up the, it was only a few feet, but it was annoying enough that it was a nice chore to get it back to the car. And this is my Forester with the canoe on the top, strapped down. These straps, by the way, are freaking awesome. You don't really have to tighten, well, you should, because you want to reinforce the latch here. You just tighten it down and it holds. Granted, that's because they're new. I want to say like NRS 15 or something like that. Maybe it's the brand, I don't know. They're just straps to me, but they're brand new and they're awesome. What this is camping quarantine style. So my old scout troop did an event, which was like virtual camp out or something. I think that's actually what we call it, virtual camp out. And a couple of my friends set up tents in their backyard, all spaced out. And we called in for the Zoom meeting to show off our campsite, even though I couldn't technically, people are. I think there was some contest or something of like nicest campsite. I can't because I'm over 18, so therefore I'm not a scout. But hey, it was nice, just extra people to show up. And this was our campsite. My marmot tent, my tungsten 4-person, awesome tent by the way, is there in the middle. And this is just looking inside my tent that same day. Look at all the junk that I don't really need for sleeping in my backyard overnight. But hey, I bring crap. It's what I do. And this is the fire that we had. We didn't have an actual fire pit, so we just kind of took. This is the pan you get for a hot water heater. You put it underneath the hot water heater. If it leaks, it drains out, and there would be a pipe. Put that hole there. We use them for your Dutch oven. You put it in the ground, and you don't burn the ground as much. As much. You still burn the grass, which is why we elevated on cinder blocks and put the fire in there. This way we wouldn't have a giant burn mark. Not just us at night with the fire going. And this is one of the few fish I caught this summer. A little bluegill. For all the fishing I do, you'd think I'd catch more, but I also really suck at it. But oh well, I'm getting out having fun. That's the important part. A little bluegill. This is caught at a water retention pond. Not even like an actual lake or river. This is just a water retention pond we're screwing around at. And I caught, it was like a little blue fox, I think. Treble hook spinner. And this is at, this is Germantown Lake. This is looking from the dam towards this is a campsite up here, which last time I actually slept overnight there was probably 15 years ago now, at least. But there's the outlet for the water and everything, and this would be, behind this, a ways would be up towards the boathouse and parking lot. And there's another, pretty much the same shot looking more of the lake. And there's just one of the plaques, Germantown Lake, Cedar Run Watershed. Blah, blah. Depth, and it's really not all that deep. Little rant here. Pick up your garbage. It's not hard. Please do it. Especially with masks. This is disgusting. Don't be that guy. If you are this guy, you're an asshole. Don't be that guy. Pick up your trash. Don't be a jerk. Be nice. Leave no trace. Again, more trash. A whole fishing rod with no reel on it. Just chilling there. Like it's been there for a couple days. Just chilling there. And a empty box of worms. That's not going to decompose. That styrofoam just does not break down. And the best part is about 50 feet off the side of the picture is a garbage can. Take up your trash. I know there are a lot of people who are new to being outdoors with coronavirus, COVID-19. You have more free time. I get it. Maybe you're not used to it. But this is how it works in public spaces. In public lands, pick up your garbage. If you're not at home, do that at home. Do whatever. Don't do it so people can see it. Rant over. Okay. This is just some more signage at Germantown Lake. And this is foreshadowing. Yes, it is. My poor attempt at it. This is another shot of the canoe brew. Yeah, the canoe on top of my foresting. It's a great car for me, and if it's perfectly between these roof rails. I did go on one larger trip this year in the beginning of the summer, out to West Virginia, but I think I'll make a separate video of that because I have enough pictures and video of canoeing there, which was great because we didn't have to see or talk to anyone. We saw 2 groups the entire weekend. It was great. But I don't think this is it. This is later in the summer by this point. This is Germantown Lake again. And this is just, again, this is not a very far drive from me. We just drove maybe 30 minutes and we're at Germantown Lake and we can get in the water and look at the sunset. This is my favorite picture. Probably one of my favorite, if not my most favorite picture, one of my most favorite pictures in this. Wonderful golden sunset, and I just had to drive a little bit to get a nice view of the lake and everything. You don't gotta try to have cool experiences. You don't need to be some Instagram person you see on internet, Reddit all the time. Oh, I went out to wherever the hell. Sure, that's cool. I want to do that. But you don't have to. If you can't afford it or you just don't have the time or whatever reason, just get outside. This is what it looks like. It's great. Another picture, this is on the lake, looking towards the boat dock back here. The rental boat dock, at least. Another one of those in the canoe pictures. Again at Germantown Lake. Another golden, it's the same sunset. Just another picture of it. This is more ramen because I have a ramen problem. I think this looks like regular top ramen with peas and carrots in it, and probably, knowing me, pepper flakes, paprika in there as well, which is awesome. This is another overnight, but this is right. Remember that woods I was talking about earlier behind my house? A couple of us were going, we've never actually slept overnight down. We always talked about it. Let's just go and do it, and we did. I was in my own tent, and the other two brought hammocks, and I slept in the hammocks, which was pretty cool. This was I believe sunset, or close to sunset, out my tent door. And that's the morning out of my tent door. By the way, this tent is it's an REI Half Dome 2 Plus before they redesigned it. So that's why it looks different. If you have a half dome, it looks different from this, probably. Unless it's an older one. Great tent, love it for backpacking. People say it's kind of heavy and kind of bulky, but hey, it works. It's a good first one. It's a good multi-purpose one too, if you're doing both backpacking and camping, car camping. Because it's light enough that you can bring it backpacking, but it's sturdy enough you can do regular camping with it. This is just a picture of my friend's dog. His name is Waffle. It's a very good dog. I don't know why. This is my camera roll, so I put it in. I said I was foreshadowing before with that picture. There you go. My friend who's sitting just off the side of the picture. That is I believe a 17-inch channel catfish. We pulled out of Germantown Lake, like one of the very last casts of the night. We thought he was screwing around because he does this a lot. But he'll either A, catch the bottom and pretend he caught one, or B, just move the line around. And no, I realized this thing is pulling line off his reel because his drag set totally wrong from when he was setting everything up. And it was really just pulling line off the reel. So one of us picked up the line with our hands and just pulled it into the boat, into the canoe, which is really cool. Right up nicely. This is just a towel I saw at Cabela's. I thought it was cool. Take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but ripples, waste nothing but time. Which I think is just a good thing. If I had like a camper trailer or something, I'd put it, hang it up there. Some potato head, get one of these. This is again Germantown Lake. This is a storm rolling in. Like right after we took this picture, maybe 5 minutes after, I went, we should probably just go now before we die. I guess struck by lightning or something. And it was glad we did, because as soon as we got back into the forest, it started pouring like crazy, as in I didn't start driving for a few minutes until it calmed down a bit. It was, I had my weather radio, the NOAA all hazards thing. You can stream it off the internet. I had it on my phone, and I was going, if they're doing warnings like the world's going to end, we should probably go before this hits us. And, there's blue sky up here, but that's getting pretty dark. And that's just summer thunderstorms that happens around here. I think it happens pretty much everywhere, as far as I know, at least in this part of the U.S., which is, the signifier that summer is in fact here. And it's happening still now, even though it's late August. That's another nicer picture of the storm rolling in. You can see it. You can see the darkness better, because it's a bigger picture. And this is after that, on the way home, we stopped, and we saw a nice rainbow right in front of the car. So I got a picture of that. And this is not even outdoor related, but I don't care. Again, this is just pictures of my camera roll. We found one of our neighbors was throwing away an old lawnmower, and we went, hey, I was like, I like wrenching on things. I don't want to take apart my car because it's perfectly fine. So I took apart a lawnmower. It was fun. And this is, I want to say Beaver Dam Reservoir, which is a bit of a drive from my house, not too far, but still a decent drive. This is I kind of went scouting it out a couple of days before we went canoeing on it for the first time. Again, all these things we haven't done, even though they're pretty close to home. And this is looking back into the woods from that rock. So I'm standing on this picture is a rock. You can see it at the bottom of the picture here. And it's taller than it looks. And this is just some geese that are in the lake. I don't remember if I saw the honeybees. I think I just saw the sign. I'm not sure. No. Okay, yeah. Those are the beehives, the apiaries, I think they're called. The actual word for them. At the park near there. Which was cool. And I walked down that trail along the side of the lake to the community center, which is like, I want to say a mile, maybe? Just wandering around, which was where I think where the beehives are at. I think it's the headquarters of the Parks and Recreation, Virginia, or whatever county, I'm not sure. And this is on the side of the trail along the lake, and I don't know it's a very big steel metal thing. Obviously put there as a display, because, I mean, they got the rock, but you can see the concrete mountings there. I guess it's kind of fallen off, but they're like cinder block concrete things. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'd love to know what it is. Very big hunk of metal. I assume something to do with farming, seeing as this area had a lot of farming beforehand. I guess. I don't know. But this is a picture of Beaver Dam Reservoir. The parking lot is here, and I walked down to the community center, which that was a building in the picture. And there's a pond out front. They had a little pond out front, which is cool. We went fishing a couple of days later after I took this, and we went out up this direction and came back, which was fun. Just a cool mileage I got my Forester when I got home, 71717. I thought it was cool, so I took a picture of it. And you get another picture from my house just looking at the night sky. I mean, can't complain. Again, you don't gotta go to a ton of great places to see cool things. Just look outside. Nature is everywhere. People say, oh, we're surrounded by suburban hell and everything. No, just look up. There's nature right there. You can't change the weather, even if you're in a city or something. There it is. I think this is I'm pretty sure this was a Toyota Supra, I want to say. I could be wrong. I don't know my 80s cars as well, but I think it was, of course, the Supra everybody knows is the Fast and Furious, whatever generation, 90s with 2JZ. But hey, this is cool too. Flip up headlights. Headlights go up. Headlights go down. Up. Down. And I think it was a turbo. I'm not sure. I think it said Super Turbo somewhere on it. I don't remember. This was like a month and a half ago now. This is my friend's cat. His name is Loki. He's cool. Just chilling there. This is Lake Jackson, the downstream face of the dam. Water coming off it, which was just a cool hike I did. And right downstream from there, I found there's just like a wall with a window built into it. I'm not sure what it is, but hey, it was cool. I'm trying to get a framing, have the thing frame to picture the dam as best I could, but there was all this junk in front of it that I couldn't actually get up to it. But that was best I could do, and it still looks cool. Another picture of the dam that shows the spillway gate and the tailings, which is a nice picture. And I found this as we were going to walk back on the beach there. I don't know what is this yellow thing. I have no clue. And it was like smaller than my thumbnail. I don't know what it was, but it was a thing. And this is like the tail end of my summer stuff. I closed up my summer basically. I repainted a lot of the doors and door frames in my house because, you got a kid sitting at home who's waiting for semester to start. And I've gotten pretty good at painting them. So I just sit and I paint and I listen to the Regular Car Reviews podcast and paint away. It's kind of relaxing, actually. I'm not going to lie. It's fun because, I don't know. It is. And this is like the very last thing I did this summer, which was remember how I said, remember what Lake Thompson looked like? That's the lake. They drained it. They guess they're working the dam or something. I'm not sure. But remember how this was full of water before? It's not. Um, there's a better picture of it with all the green. Look how lush and green that is. So there we go. The water level when we were there, I want to say it was like early to mid-April, I believe. The water level was about here, so I think they were already kind of draining it by the time we were there, because it's normally up to like just near the mouth of this, or at the mouth of this intake. So it was there, and it was all the way down here, which is walking up was a very, very surreal sight. And it's like, that's crazy, and it's cool because you get to see how honestly not really deep the water is, and also just the shape of the bottom. And I assume a bit of it at least has to do with a little bit of sediment coming down. It's not a very big creek running into it. I'm sure there is some, so you get that build up, and you realize how steep this bank is here, and that water pipe. That's where the water was. That culvert, which is kind of crazy to see how much water was just drawn down. And that's a picture of that pipe. There it is. There. That's looking out from over top of it, down at the lake, or the lake basin, I guess. This is walking up the side trail. And we were originally going to park a car down by the Appalachian Trail, crossing at I-66, which is off down at the bottom of this picture, and then park another car like at this parking lot, Appalachian Trail parking area, and hike. It's like 7 miles up. Stop. I think this is Manassas Gap Shelter here at the spring, and then up. What used to be Dick's Dome, I believe, is now Whiskey Hollow Shelter. And then past there, up to the parking area. But we got up really late that day. So instead what we did was we at first drove into here. We were going to hike, do like a loop, but everything was really overgrown. So we ended up bushwhacking basically on what little the trail we could see around this, and then walked down through the lake, or what would have been the lake if it was full, which was kind of cool. And then later on, we ended up driving down, back towards 66, and then up to, I believe it was this parking area, I think. Maybe this. It was one, I think it was this. So we walked down, like to about here, just before the shelter, and then walk back. Now there's some water around up here too. And this is us in the basin of the lake, which was pretty cool to see. You would normally be underwater, but you weren't. And it was cool just walking on the lake bed. And this is on top of some of the rocks, just looking at the dam. And again, looking at the dam from those rocks and seeing all that, the greenery out, which is kind of cool. We found an old Budweiser can. My dad said he was fairly certain that that can was probably the bottom of that lake since he was born, because it's the old school logo and the old school pop top. Maybe at most 10 years younger than him. At most. Which was kind of cool. It's been there for 50, 60 years. And this is driving up, like I was saying before, we drove the other side of the road, Mandarin area, and we were looking at, we just passed by a clearing, and nice view of the Blue Ridge, which is pretty cool. And then this is a very bad picture of the Appalachian Trail, the AT. Because I was walking, and I just took a picture on my phone. And that's why it's very, very blurry. But hey, that's what the Appalachian Trail looks like, the green tunnel, in case anyone wonders what this particular section of the AT looks like. And then there's another picture of that same view of the Blue Ridge Mountains, which is just a nice picture. And that was the closest I got to a view all summer because we didn't really go anywhere or go hiking, even though I said even I got a forester I can go out, but I just never did because it was hot and humid. And I spent a lot of time painting and screwing around playing automation because I have no life. It's great. It's wonderful being a college student. And that's the end of my random amalgamation pictures of the past couple months. Maybe it was enjoyable, maybe it wasn't. That's what it's looked like for me. Just random pictures off the camera roll, which is why they're all crap. I don't have a good camera, I have just my phone. So that's what it is. I'll probably do a video on that trip to West Virginia sometime. Even though I said I'll do the hiking trip video from Signal Knob, it is now the better part of a year later, and I still haven't done it because I'm too lazy. Because that would take actual editing work as opposed to just doing through a PowerPoint, which is much more fun. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed looking at random pictures. Anyways, thank you for watching this whole thing. Don't know why you would, but I guess some people will. Thank you. This whole 30-minute thing. Alright, have a good week or whatever. Or whatever I would say to close this. I don't know. I'm just going to stop the recording now before I keep saying some stupid things.